stay after break his grip, it's going to be my cross hand, so my right hand in this case, right? I'm going to break it up, and I'm going to try to, as soon as Meow's hand is free, start dragging it across. So I'm going to go up with it, and my goal now is to keep this elbow flare. If I lock my elbow in, very good control, but I can't get the arm any further. So after I break it, I'm going to go elbow flare. My second hand is going to look for the grip like we were going for under the armpit, but now I'm going to pull Meow with my heels, and I'm going to try to punch his arm across. You see how I don't have to sit up, and when I get my knuckles through, even if I let go of his armpit now, it becomes very hard for me to posture back because how powerful that hand is, and we're going to start reaching behind. You don't even need to create an angle in your hip right now. I want you guys to get here, go back, start over. So I'm going to go 2 on 1, I break. As my elbow goes up and my knuckles go through, I'm using the hand of the armpit to help me guide. Now, I want to end with that hand fully extended, using my heels, bringing me out down with the posture break into me, reaching across, always trying to get a good cup. If you just put your hand behind, if you have this strong grip punching through, might do enough for a little bit, but you want to make sure they go through, 4 fingers cup, elbow stays tight, so that Meow can come back, and so it's easier later on. First start angling your hip and start attacking. Okay, so it's another option for close guard, but with the same concept that we saw last week with the knuckles through, just now having our partner more attached. Okay, so just break, drag across, person on top. You're not fighting for them. Grip and dragging it across. 2 on 1, hand on the right one. Just make sure that your elbows stay flared. I know that we have a habit of trying to lock our elbows in. It's a good habit so your grip is strong. But one, I feel like you wouldn't even be able, even if you had 2 on 1, it would be very hard to drag the partner's arm across just like this. You see how strong Meow's elbow becomes? When I lift my elbow, and not only I drag my knuckles through, but I use my legs to break the posture, it becomes a lot easier to get Meow down, and becomes a lot easier to keep him from coming back up, right? Now, once I have his back exposed, I'm going to try to reach into the armpit, all of my fingers connected, and I'm always trying to close the gap. So as I lock my elbow in, it's almost like I'm lifting my chest, just so there is more pressure and more control. Now, I'm going to start angling my hip. There's a couple ways that you can go about it. I personally like to do it without stepping my feet on the floor. So instead of going foot on the ground, you see how hard it is sometimes for you to reach the ground in hipscaping? I just open my legs, and it's like I'm scissoring them. The way I scissor, I keep my knees connected, I get to a good angle, and look at how now I'm going to transfer the right hand grip, but I'm going to increase my control. I'm going to pull my right elbow back on the floor without losing this connection, and I'm going to change my grip to the armpit, or to the armpit, no, to the elbow a little bit higher, right? When I have this control, it becomes nearly impossible for me to pull his arm back, because now I have this side being pulled towards me, I have my chest blocking his back, and I have my arm extending his arm forward. And that's exactly what we're going to use. We're going to keep scooting back, so I'm going to keep moving away from Meow. This heel is chopping into his waist, this hand's pulling, and this hand's punching. I have this and this helping him drop, and I have the hand underneath helping his arm go extended, so that I flip him, chest on the back, I can connect my seatbelt and start getting my hooks. Okay? So again, I'm going to do the same thing. Elbows going to stay flare after I break, because I'm using my hands to punch through, break him down with my heels. It's very important. It's a little detail, but it's not my knees going into my chest. It's a lot more this. This is a lot more powerful than just your knees on your chest. So as you guys are getting the angle with the arm, try to make sure that your heels are really bringing. See how much stronger, how easy it is to keep, and then I have more time to, boom, reach the armpit. Now, when I disconnect my legs, I step this leg down, because this is the one that is going to come more in, right? I'm going to turn this way. So this leg becomes a little bit more shallow, while this one becomes more long. So when you guys are hipscaping, if you can't find the ground, think about the one that we would step on the floor, right? This one would step on the floor. So if it's not, it's driving towards the floor, so I get on my side. Now, without losing this, I build up, switch to a hand on his elbow on the side of his arm, and I start walking back. Foot on the ground. As I scoot, I start chopping. So you could take one, could take a couple. Scoot, start chopping, chopping, chopping. Once Meow drops down, if he's fighting really hard from here, I can even keep these controls. It stops him from turning. He can't really put his back on the ground. He can't turn into me. And then I can start switching to seatbelt and getting my hooks in. Okay, so same thing, guys. We go 2 minutes each. Same person going over and over. And then we move on to one more option, just in case my partner stands up. Okay? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Same partner. The way you come up on your elbow makes a big difference. I don't want to just come up on my elbow going forward. I could do this, but now look what would happen to my hand.
I'm way too in front of his arm. Even if I let go, I can only grab in the same place. And if I grab here, might as well just keep that grip that I had that was extending his arm forward, right? So once you guys are able to get to this control position, look at how I'm pulling my elbow back. When I pull my elbow back, I feel like I can remain in contact with his arm because it's almost like I'm patting his arm. I go sliding, and now I grab way behind, not way, but behind the line of the elbow instead of ahead of it. It makes a big difference because now I can stay more stable on this elbow and I can extend. I'm only gonna have my shoulder kind of touch the floor if Meow is dropping. So if I'm here, I step on the floor, I'm sliding away, this can't happen, but I gotta keep blocking the hip, right? And it could take a couple tries. It could take me slide back, chop a couple times, and look at how only when Meow is dropping that I fall on my shoulder. Go back now. But I didn't fall on my shoulder because my elbow's here. If you guys are like this and you're falling, there's no extension. My arm's dead. It can't push anywhere. So having your elbow a little bit more flare is gonna help you move better. And now it's not like you're falling over your shoulder. You're extending your arm because Meow's dropping, but look where my arm lands. Right over him. Easy for me to connect and stay right on him. So whenever you guys come up, and I use this grip a lot from here, it's the same thing. I really like using this so that Meow can come back. And if I switch my base, look at how I can make him flip the same way. Elbow flip, punch him in, start using that to get him down. So it's the same exact concept, but I'm doing it coming from the bottom instead of just being behind. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Same, we're gonna work very similar thing we did last week, which is transitioning from close guard to open guard and control, right? But now we're gonna use a different attack. Last week we were working the wrestler with the knuckles through. All I want you guys to do is have Meow stand up, make sure that your hip is up, should never be hanging off your toes, hip should be high. I'm gonna grab the pants on the same side before I open. When I open the guard, if I open my legs out wide, what happens? Meow connects his elbow and his knees. Even if I have grips, he's gonna have the upper hand here, establishing passes, setting up attacks. So when we're opening the guard, I want my knees to go in. So that Meow is forced to take a step back, and we're gonna start just engaging our guard, right? I don't want you guys to go super crazy, but I wanna use this position to start getting under. We learned last week that we can come up using these grips, but now we're gonna work on finding space. If I have the cross grip, I feel like the biggest advantage, or one of the biggest advantages we have, is Meow's hip is not locked in. When he has a collar grip and he can lock in the space, he's a lot more stable. If I'm able to expose this hip, I can step on it, get a little sideways into it, and we're gonna work on sliding underneath. Hooking the back of the knee, sliding our knee deep under. Now, I want you guys to work on 2 sweeps based on Meow's reaction. Once I get underneath and I turn to my right side, right, Meow posts, we're gonna work on going full lock grip through, and I don't want you guys to build up the traditional way. We've worked a lot on technical stand-ups, right? And those are great, but I want you to develop a more sense of emergency. I can build that up a little bit faster. I'm gonna use both legs pushing forward, both legs coming in. So even if I've kept this sleeve now, we're gonna use this hand to pose. So I'm gonna keep my hooks under, stepping. It's like a slingshot. I kick, use them to come up right away. If I could keep Meow's leave and help me come up with it, great. And even if I end up having to kick and use that to pose, that's fine too. I just want you guys to build up a little bit faster. And another reaction that I've been talking about is, this is not something you should do if you're the top person, but it happens a lot. A lot of times we get underneath people, and instead of them posting, I start getting them down, and they stay like that. They posture up high in an attempt of not trying to have their hand go on the floor. If that happens and Meow postures up, all I want you guys to do is drop this hook to the ankle and punch this sleeve in, using that to come up. So especially as you're turning. So I'm here, I go under, I'm trying to turn Meow, he postures up, I drop that hook, punch his leave, and come on top. So this is a matter of you guys knowing. Someone gets underneath you guys and you're this far, trying to stay on your feet, it's the worst thing you can do. You're just an invite to get put in your butt. It's better now to post, where I can try to break a grip and face him, than try to stay on my feet. Okay, so keep that in mind. Even though that's the reaction I want you guys to do now, Meow tries to post. If I post, he's coming up, pushing, coming up. If I try to balance, he's hooking, putting me on my butt and finishing the sweep like that. Okay, so starting close guard, top person just stands up, we build up to open guard, get under, sweep both sides. That's one. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.